Yes, you are, Riz. Welcome back. Hi, Tel. How you doing? You guys welcome. Hey, Mike. Hey, buddy. Hey, Mike. I totally forgot to send you the line art for the one we did last week. Remind me today. I'll send it right after we're done for today, so you could play around with the colors. Okay. So sorry, man. I totally forgot to send that to you, buddy. Hi, Christian. How you doing? Anson. Yes, welcome, guys. And thanks for. Oh, look, it's Batman. It's Batman. Thanks for joining me tonight. Sorry for the hour, the later start time. Hi, David. How you doing? Um, I went to Wonderland with the kids today. Wonderland's like our Disney World here in Canada. Hi, Kobe. How you doing? But we got back, I think, literally around 10:45. That's the time we got home, and I rushed to try to get everything set up, make a cup of coffee, and ready to go. Hi, Ahmad. How you doing? So, hi, Dave. Did I say hi to David already? Hi, David. And yeah. So what are we drawing today, guys? Well, you guys gave me some fantastic suggestions, and these are all great. However, I was, because this coming week it's Fan Expo in Canada. So in Canada, that's the big one. That's the Comic Con of Canada. It's Fan Expo, and oh, Anson's asking which ride. Did we go to the Behemoth? No. Honestly, we just went to Wonderland just to eat funnel cake. In all honesty, because we have a season's pass, so we usually go in the evening when it's not as crowded. So we'll get there around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Go on some kids' rides and eat funnel cake. And that's what we did today. Bad for the diet. But anyway, sorry to you guys who don't really care. Um, because Fan Expo is this week, and that's on Thursday, and because Monday and Wednesday are really busy for me, I really need to get this Super Patriot commission out of the way, and I hope you guys don't mind. That's what I'm actually going to be working on is Super Patriot tonight. And let me show you what it is. It's a commission for a guy. I'm not even sure. Maybe he'll come on today. His name is Michael Faber. Met him at Niagara Falls Comic Con, and he commissioned me to do this. And you guys will see the amount of quality I actually put into these type of commissions tonight. But I'll show you the actual reference here. And this is the guy. Have you ever heard of this guy here? Super Patriot. Eric Larsen, I believe, he created this. Yeah. So he thought it would be good because of all the guns. You see the cool guns that he has here. And that I could see myself having a lot of fun with this for sure. And he already paid me for this like a long time ago, like back in April, I think. He said he'll pick it up at Fan Expo. So I thought to myself, I better get it actually done. So, so you guys could see here. So this is the reference. This is the reference I got. This is what I'm going to keep up. Now, a lot of people ask me what I use for reference. Like, do I look at anything whenever I draw? And of course, the answer is of course. And I like, especially when something like this, something like this, and this. I do draw a lot of inspiration from the movie Transformers designs, so I always have those handy around, just to just to get inspired, not copy, but more to get myself inspired by those type of looks. So sometimes I'll have that pulled up, and which I'll do right now. Some of my references here, which I will show you in a second. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so on this side here, just show you some of the images, like some of those Transformers kind of stuff. Like I just look at this stuff to kind of get myself inspired and in the mood, like guns like that kind of thing. So that's usually what I'll have these open just to get inspired, and some Power Rangers stuff. So yeah, some of my favorite concept artists, Josh Nizzi, that's a guy there, and the Aaron Sims character designers, they're pretty good too. I like looking at all their stuff. So yeah, okay, so that's what we're gonna be doing tonight. Okay, Super Patriot. And usually it's a full body. So this is a regular comic book paper. And for some of you guys who were asking me about the comic paper I actually work on, this stuff I could get at Curry's here. This Canson comic book art board. Sometimes I use this stuff. It's a little bit more expensive than the Strathmore. Honestly, I'm fine with both. This one has a little bit more of a teeth to it than the regular Strathmore boards I usually use. But for him, I'm pretty much gonna draw the size, and I'm gonna try to keep everything inside this border, and then I'm gonna black out. So usually, guys, whenever I do a commission like this, full size like this, I'll usually take roughly about 3 hours to do. So that's my plan tonight. So I'll probably be drawing for about I'd say about 3 hours, depending. And what's gonna make this one tougher is because of like the guns. The guns are gonna make it tougher. And well, I would say tougher, but more fun. It's actually a lot of fun to do for sure for me, but a lot of work at the same time. So you guys get to watch that today. All right. So let me just stick this here. Okay, but we'll go back. And in all honesty, guys, what will be interesting this week, if you guys are free, if you guys are free at Fan Expo, if I get commissions, like Fan Expo is usually my biggest con of the year, and I usually get a whole bunch of commissions. What I plan on doing is a lot of those commissions I'll be live streaming. Usually they ask me if they could pick it up like the next day or so. So I will be live streaming those pretty much every night. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, not Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday will be me doing these type of commissions, whatever they will be. So just to give you guys a heads up. And in all honesty, I'm planning on actually doing a lot more of these live, more per week, as opposed to just the Saturday. So I'm actually even thinking about switching of platforms, but we'll see how that goes. On Monday, I'm finally getting my new webcam and getting my parts for my tower that my friend's putting together for me, so I'm gonna have a much better computer. So I'm hoping to start my Twitch show in September. In September, that will be the start of my Twitch show. I'm still trying to figure out the proper time to do my live Twitch show, but then I want to do a show on both Periscope and on Periscope. Yeah, I want to do a Periscope and a Facebook live stream every week as well. So I want to go live at least 3 times a week, but we'll see how that goes. So, yeah. Okay, thanks, Tel. I hope you like the finished one. Hi, Maria. How you doing? Is Robert there with you, or are you Robert, Maria? How many commissions a day do you take during the con? During the con itself, it all depends. If someone orders a headshot, I take an hour. Like, it depends what it is. Headshots take an hour. Half body will take 2 hours. Full body takes 3 hours. So something like this would take about 3 hours. Yes. Well, welcome. Okay, guys. So let me just get my blue pencil and get ready to go here. And trying to think of a cool pose for the Super Patriot, because he's got guns. He's got guns. Oops, let me plug in my phone, or I'm gonna lose you guys again. Okay. Oh, and before I start that, let me turn on the main camera. So Maria says yes. So I'm assuming that's Robert. I'm assuming you're Robert. Sorry. Yes, that you're Robert, or yes, you're Maria. By the way, Robert, who I believe is on the line here, he actually got me back into the con business because I haven't done a convention since, I'd like to say, 2003. I would like to say 2003. And then he invited me to go to Winnipeg for a Transformer convention he was doing. It was called EnterCon. And that was the very first convention I did with it for about 10 years. 10 years. And then I really had a great time there, and he really took care of me over there. So that was great. So thanks to him, I'm back in the circuit. I'm back in the convention circuit. So Answer's asking, do you get to walk around at the con, or are you always working? Nowadays, I'm always working. I'm always at the table hustling. So yeah. Oh, you're both there. I guess. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Hi, Maria. Hi, Robert. Thanks for being here, guys. So tonight I'm doing Super Patriot, and yeah, it's gonna get started here. Yeah, cons are usually it's busy time. It's oops. Let me turn on the camera. I turned on the camera. I didn't press record on the main cam. Let me just press record. Let me turned off. 1 second here, guys. Let me just format this card. Okay, that's recording. So when conventions are busy, I'm happy because it means I'm making money. Oh, 1 second here. 1 second here. Let me just turn off the light. Just turning off the side light. I'm getting this yellow glare here. Okay, so guys, if you just bear with me. For the main camera, I'm going to do an intro for the YouTube page. So just bear with me, guys, okay? Here we go. Hi, I'm James, the box office artist, and thank you for joining me with another Facebook Live session. I'm here with some great people here on Facebook Live, giving me great suggestions. And today, I'm actually going to be doing a Super Patriot commission for a friend of mine. His name is Michael Faber. And he commissioned me to do this piece, and it's going to be a lot of fun because Super Patriot has a lot of guns, and he's got a lot of metal, and something I can really sink my teeth into, so I'm going to get started on this right now. All right. Okay, Paulo. Hi, Paulo. How you doing? Welcome. Welcome. Okay, so let's get started here. So I'm pretty much just going to rough the shape. Now, usually, guys, whenever I'm in a con, whatever pose I rough out, that's usually the pose I go with, unless it just doesn't look good at all. Mainly for time purposes. Because I want to get this. Commission done as soon as possible, so I can move on to the next one. And when I'm at cons, people are always bugging me. Not bugging me, but they come and they talk to me. And I'm trying to talk and draw at the same time, so I try to leave a lot enough time for that. So I'm able to talk to people, and I'm able to. I think I always do the same pose every time when I'm with you guys. The same knee forward pose, jumping towards you, type thing. But one thing I do like about that kind of pose is it's always one of the more dynamic poses that you could do. So, thank you, Robert. You're the best. Thank you, buddy. Try a He-Man pose. I have the power. Do a He-Man pose. Well, because I do kind of want him jumping, because Super Patriot is always jumping. He's always jumping. So, let me think. Maybe I will do like some thumbnails. Let me do some a little bit here. So what if I'll just do some little bit in the corner here? Because I want the gun coming forward. I do want the gun coming forward. And you want to know the honest truth, guys? The honest truth, guys, sometimes the reason why I like this pose too is because I don't have to draw the whole body. So that's the truth. It helps me cover things. Like I don't have to draw this other leg, or if I draw this other leg, it will be very tiny. That kind of thing. Or the gun will cover certain parts of the body, but it looks cool anyway. So, Ansa's asking, do you have a YouTube vid of what drawing supplies you take to the con? Honestly, the drawing supplies I take is pretty much the same as my everyday drawing supplies. So it doesn't change. I always take the blue pencil and as many microns and Sharpies as I can. just because it's the stuff I'm most comfortable with, for sure. Now, in terms of board, yeah, even the boards would be all the same. Boards would be all the same, so. I'm trying to think if there's a different pose now. I'm second guessing myself now. What if I did... Here, guys, I'll do little thumbnails in the bottom here. If I did like a Spider-Man pose like that, he's shooting down. Nah. Eh. Yeah, I'll just go with this. Well, what would be different a little bit is the guns. The guns. And I'm going to have all these shells going. You know, I always mention Stephen Platt whenever whenever I'm on these live streams. Stephen Platt, this was when he was back doing Profit. I'm not sure if any of you guys remember this. Image like Profit back in the day. He would have like all these shells, and the page would be littered with shells, like gun shells. And I always thought that was the coolest thing with those gun shells. Maybe I'll... Thinking now. So he like, yeah, he would litter his gun shells and then all these little, you know, residue bits here and there. Oh, I'm thinking, guys. I'm trying to fill the whole page too here. I want to make sure that the whole page is filled. So I'm trying to think what he's gonna shoot here. Mahmood's asking, dude, I just dropped in. What are you drawing? I'm drawing Image Comics Super Patriot, Eric Larsen'S Super Patriot. Okay. Hey, Igor's here. How you doing, Igor? Welcome. For those of you who don't know Super Patriot, that's a Super Patriot. You can look him up. He's a really, really cool character. Created by Eric Larsen. Eric Larsen created Savage Dragon, if you remember. So this was a commission. Someone commissioned me to do this a long time ago. I think back in April at Niagara Falls Comic Con. So I actually have to get this done. And the only reason I'm doing it tonight is because I need to get this done before Thursday. And this week is a really, really crazy week for me. So I thought this would be the best time to do it. And then you guys could see my process whenever I'm doing a actual commission, because this will actually be a little bit more finished than the drawings I did before. One, because it's only one character. And the last couple ones I was doing was like 3 characters, right? Each one had 3 characters. Chris Nix says, so many shells could turn into a Where's Waldo page. Well, if you've seen a Stephen Platt Profit page, they're pretty much Where's Waldo's pages. All the detail he put in those pages. You should look it up. Type in Stephen Platt Profit, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll definitely see what I'm talking about. So okay, so I'm gonna have a gun up here, gun up here. Gun here, shell here, and maybe we'll do speed lines going like that, something like that. Randy says, good morning, good morning, good morning. I believe it's, oh, it's almost lunchtime though, right? 11:26. How do you say lunchtime? Again, that's tanghali, right? Magandang tanghali po. Good evening, Felix. Good evening, Etrak. Welcome again. Welcome back. Great to have you guys here to join in the fun. Okay, so when I'm doing something like this, depending on my mood, I think I might do the guns first just because they are the hardest. They are the hardest part. And because then I'll know exactly how much, like, first of all, how much of this leg this is going to cover, how much of this arm is going to cover. So I might do the guns first. So we'll do that. Drake, how you doing, Drake? Welcome. Welcome from Montreal. Bonjour. Bonjour. Pamplemousse. Pamplemousse. Randy, what's for lunch? What do you have for lunch? You have any, you eating any, sinigang? Sinigang? For those of you who don't know, sinigang is like this, it's like it's like this soup, tamarind type soup. It's very sour and tastes really good. It's good with rice. I tried saying Deadpool? No, it's, Super Patriot. Super Patriot, guys. So feel free to Google Super Patriot. And my main inspiration for this is Stephen Platt's Prophet. That's my inspiration for this. That's what I think of whenever I'm doing something like this. So it does look a little bit like Deadpool, a little bit, right? So, oh, you're having kare kare. Good, kare kare, guys. That's what kind of meat are you putting in the kare kare? But I know it has, the main thing is it has peanut butter. I know that. I actually had kare kare yesterday. Yesterday we had it for lunch yesterday. So, love kare kare. But it's so fattening, man. So fattening. Drake says he's from Winnipeg. He's from Winnipeg, just on vacation. Okay. That's good. That's a good vacation. A good vacation. Winnipeg's cool. Thanks from let's see, Robert, who was online. They're in Winnipeg as well. So yeah, Image Comics were some really cool characters in Image Comics for sure, Mike. I heard Liefeld is actually putting out a brand new Youngblood series. I think he just announced that, and I'm actually really excited for that because the artwork looks really cool. It's really different. Though I would love to see them in the old '90s style. You know, that's the style we grew up with. Yeah, Union was great too. Mike was talking about Union, Jim Lee's Union. I loved Union too. He was awesome. I think Mark Teixeira drew the first Union, if I'm not mistaken. One thing I love, it's 90s Image Comics. Loved it. Well, that's my teenage years. So that's what I remember. That's what got me into comics in the first place. Thank you, Drake. Thank you very much. Drake says he likes it so far. So, okay, so I'm going to leave. So pretty much this is what the post, look how big this, like, I'm always doing these massive thighs. Massive thighs. And it'll look better, guys, once you see this head on, because right now you guys are on an angle, so. Okay, so I'm going to get going on these actual guns here. So let me go grab, pig knuckles. Oh, for kare kare. Oh, yum. Okay, let me just get my circle templates. 1 second here. And I apologize, guys, for being a little bit disorganized. Oops. Move recording, stop recording. Sorry for being a little tiny bit disorganized, guys, because I honestly just got in. I got in, for those of you who arrived late, I got in about 11:40. Oh, I found him. Or not 11:40, 10:40. And I had to rush down, mainly because of traffic, because I went out with the family today. So, Teixeira, yes. Yes, the Shiro is fantastic for sure. Okay, so I got my regular circle template, guys. So this is the regular circle template. And I have the, I use this one. So I got a 60, a 45, 30, and a 15. For something like this, because I'm looking at the size of this. Now, usually when it's something like this, I'll usually have one gun head on and one gun that is more off to the side, so the ellipses will be the ellipses will be a little, it'll be like more of an angle as opposed to 90 degrees, like the circle. But I have a whole set of the big ones. Like I have a whole set of bigger ones of this. I bought this big booklet when I was in college, but I never bought the smaller ones. And then I realized I could have used the smaller ones better than the bigger ones. But okay, so we're gonna get going on this gun here. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rough in. I'm gonna rough in a little bit what I want to see here, and what kind of detail I want to do here with this gun. So, like usually I would go straight. I'm gonna blue line this. It depends on how confident I am. And today, I'm guess I'm not so confident. So I'm just roughing this in just so I can have a better feel of what I want this to look like here. So pretty much I'm just sketching this out, seeing what I like. Because I want people to know that this is part of his arm, so I have to have clues that this is part of his arm. Or like this whole gun is like his forearm, so. So just a little rough sketch. I'm going to add all the details later, but I'm going to do things that like have wires that will go across like that. So just so you guys can see in context here, wires that will go across like this. Something like that should be okay. So again, the reason why I'm doing this gun first, just so I know how much I need to draw over here on this side. So I'm going to do both guns first this time. Okay. One thing I do like in the reference here, I'm going to show you the reference here. One thing I do like, I'm not sure if you could see it, but he has like these little cylinders that are sticking out here. So I might do something similar to that here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something like this here. Or maybe I'll have the cylinders sticking down this way here like this. I'll have cylinders like this. This thing's going to be covered in shells. So something like that, okay? So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so as of now, I think my only thing is right now I'm thinking should it actually be shooting? If it's shooting, it should have like this kind of this muzzle flash type thing going on here. Or it could, it's like it's about to shoot type thing. Paulo, why are you crying? Paulo. Don't cry, man. Okay. Because here's the thing. If I do have this muzzle flash here, that does affect how I'm going to be rendering the inside of this thing. But then again, it doesn't make sense. He has shells here that he's not firing. He's not firing the gun, right? So, doesn't make sense. So yeah, I think it needs to be. So I'll show you guys how to do it. So, but I do want to draw like this detail inside here. So I'll show you guys how I'm going to handle that in a minute here. Okay. All right. But the cool thing about Super Patriot is his legs are all metal, his arms metal. But I'm not going to do it like the traditional way. I'm going to have this look more transform. Instead of like it's like regular muscles and then, the Colossus style. Colossus style, the way people usually draw his armor like that. I'm going to try something different. Make it look more cyborgy than make it look more cyborgy as opposed to Colossus style. So, okay, so let's get going. Let's have some fun here. Usually you don't see me start a drawing with a Sharpie, but that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to make sure that, oh, see, the camera's not even on. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get started here with the Sharpie. So I'm going to show. So once the black's down, I'm committed here, guys. So here it is. Attract says no. Is it my own character? No. It's a character called the Super Patriot. And maybe I should put that in the description so everyone knows once this stream stops. But he's a character made by a man named Eric Larsen. And he was very big back in the 90s. So one good thing about having a Blunty, if you guys know a Blunty, it's a Sharpie that's wearing out. I got to really organize my Sharpies here. It's like half are blunting. Let me grab a fresh one for you guys. Fresh Sharpie. Grab a fresh coffee. Let me get a sip of coffee. Fresh Sharpie. Sip of coffee. All right. All right, ready to draw. Ready to draw. Okay, so you can tell this is a fresh Sharpie. Look how sharp that is. Look how sharp that is. So usually, with muzzle flash, you'll have just like this one or spike that goes like that. And the one that usually goes down here like this, kind of like a star. Okay. Something like that. Okay. Oh, Mike got some fine point Sharpies. How do you like them, buddy? How do you liking them? You know, my channel gets bigger. I better get a sponsorship from these Sharpie people, you know? I think I use them the most out of all artists on YouTube. I have a feeling. Give me some of that Sharpie money. Okay, so now, so that's just to get that muzzle flash going. But now I'm going to get into the details. So what I'm going to do is do the thicker details first. So I'm going to go with a 0.8, an 08, and then I'm going to actually start going in here. And here's a little tip for you guys. I'm not sure if you guys have worked with ellipses before, but here's a little tip. So all of these ellipses, they have these lines here, right? These lines here like this. So what you want to do is line up where you want your biggest ellipse, which is like, for me, it's probably like around here. So I'm going to mark here like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to draw a cross in the middle here. Okay, so now I know, first of all, that's my center point here. Yeah, Sharpies blunt. That's the thing. That's the things with Sharpies, so it's the bad part about them. So now I'm going to line this up again here like this. And I'm going to go around here like this. Okay, so that's the one. I'm actually going to draw very faintly a circle on the middle here. Or should I? I'm trying to think. You know what, I'll probably do that with the smaller one. Because the reason you do put the cross in the middle is so I could go and put a smaller ellipse in here, and I'll know exactly where it should be. Okay, so like for example, if I wanted to put a smaller one, this is where I would put the smaller ellipse. I'll line up the lines. But I'm looking at it now here. I probably won't do that. Won't do that. I'm going to go ahead and draw in these other details here first. I'm going to go ahead and draw this one here. Hold on here. I got my... Oh, James uses the Copic multiliners for drawing. Yeah, yeah, those are great. The Copic multiliners. But again, it's one of those things. One of the things that's just so expensive compared to the, of course, compared to like the what's it called, the microns and all those. They're like the microns and stuff. They're like half price, but you're paying for quality for sure. You're paying for quality. The Copic fine points, they're pretty good. Oops, I'm trying to remember which ellipse I'm using here. So I could do the same here. Okay, now I had also another ellipse down here. Okay. Okay, we turn down there so you guys could see what I'm doing here. So in all honesty, guys, what I'm doing here now, it's pretty much like a penciling stage, but I'm doing it in ink. That's pretty much what I'm doing here. And you'll see once I add all the blacks and all that kind of stuff to this, you'll see my method here. Let me grab my French curve. As you know, guys, like unless the lines are like extremely long, you'll hardly see me use like a straight edge ruler, unless it's like something that's very, very, very long. So right now, guys, I'm just kind of making up details as I go along. Nothing planned out. I'm pretty much going all in. If I don't like something, I say to myself, okay, I will just, I could always white it out, worst comes to worst. So I'm just going to freehand a lot of this stuff here. Okay, thank you, Drake. Thank you for stopping by. Again, guys, this will be up on my YouTube page tomorrow. The time-lapse version, and I didn't do it last week, but I will have the full live stream up on the YouTube page as well. I'll put that up a little bit later because that takes usually it's a little bit of time to render. So I'll probably have that up on Monday or very late tomorrow night, the full. Because I noticed a lot of people like going back and watching the actual full live stream. And in fact, if you look at my the views for when I did the 10,000 one, the actual live stream version actually has more views than the time-lapse version. So, all right. So again, guys, right now I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. Here, what I like. Okay. Okay. Got to be careful. I got to watch out for smudging. Smudging is one thing I don't want to happen. It's the only downside with working with ink. So you smudge. Okay. No. I want to add another ellipse here. I grab my ellipse. See, as you can tell, guys, no plan, just making it up as I go along. Kind of like what this is. It's more like how to describe this? Like one of those laser pointer things. That's what I'm thinking of that this guy will be. Okay. 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 Okay, where's my French curve here again? I'll make like a line like that. See, rendering this is going to be interesting because this is a light pretty much. So it should be dark around these edges. So I want to make sure I'm consistent with these things. But it's okay. I'll figure it out as I go along. Blowing so I make sure I don't smudge. Do the microns have a fine range of point sizes? James asks. Yes, they do. Yeah, we can go 0.005. I believe that's the smallest. 0.005. I think they go bigger than 0.8, though I haven't bought anything bigger than a 0.8 or 0.8. So they have a whole bunch of sizes. But for me, usually, especially because I work bigger now, I find myself using the 0.005, the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 8 the most. Those are the ones I use the most. There are 2s, there are the other sizes, but I'll use whatever's handy and has ink. Okay, so let me see here. I don't even know what I'm drawing here. I just had the thought of putting something smaller here. Just kind of like sticking out like that. Oh, that's right. They have brush points as well. That's right, Mike. Mike's correct. No, honestly, I haven't really used those. So Mike will have to account for their quality. I haven't tried those yet. But then again, me coming from a more technical background, I'm more used to pens as opposed to brushes. Okay. Do, 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 do. I'm gonna have. Okay. Okay. So now I'm gonna go and give him one of those shell thingy holders. Sure if you can see that there. Okay, that's what I'm doing there. Okay, so I might have one on the other side. I'm not sure if I should. I could have this gonna go all the way off the page here. All the way off the page. Okay, and then I'm gonna another one of those shell things here. Okay. Hey Mark, how you doing, buddy? My friend Mark is on the line here. We went to technical illustration together way back in the day, man. It's been a long time, buddy. Oh. Okay, so let me add this here. And again, guys, I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. I'm just trying it to make it more gun-like. Okay. Let's add this here. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere, guys. We're getting somewhere. So I'm going to start adding some of these little tube thingies. Okay. Just like that. Now, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Now the outlines are done here. I'm gonna go in a little bit later to add the details to these guys a little bit later. But I think I'm gonna finish off the arm first. I'm gonna finish off the arm first. I think I want to add another one of those. Another one of those wire type things here. Hoses. Another hose here. Hoses. Okay. So now the trick is trying to make this gun look like it's a part of his arm. Okay. That's probably the trickiest part here. So let me figure out how to do that. You could have like this kind of. Just thinking as I'm going, just trying different things here. And then we could have all the whole bunch of wires here going like this. James asks, do you look for and find reference pics for a particular job you're doing, or do you keep a reference pic library on your phone or tablet? My phone is overloaded with ref pic albums for quick ideas and inspiration. Both. I definitely hold on to pics that inspire me, but especially when it comes to specific characters, whenever I'm doing commissions, of course I need to be accurate with what I'm doing there as well. So then I will need to get more reference for them. And, sometimes I'll think of, in terms of inspiration, sometimes when they give me a character to do, I will get inspired and my mind will shoot back to a time when I actually saw that character. So I want to see that again. So I will go back and look it up. So just make sure I'm still recording on the top here, which I am. So although I always have a library of Transformers stuff on hand for sure, honestly, because that's what I get asked to draw the most. In terms of like I told you guys, my inspirations, the big three is Travis Charest, Dave Finch, Stephen Platt. I don't have anything like that's handy. Like I have their comics around here, but that all their stuff is ingrained in my head. So. Do. And welcome back, guys. First hour is done. First hour is done. Back to business here. All right. Welcome back. Okay, thank you, Felix. Cinematiner, track, welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, guys, so just a reminder, because of Facebook Live, it looks like they only allow me to live stream about an hour at a time. So I'm not going to stop live streaming on Facebook. Like I will have Facebook live streams because they are fun and I have a lot of followers on Facebook, but I will be trying YouTube Live and Periscope as well. And I am going to be starting my new Twitch show, God willing, in September. I will have my Twitch show up and running because I should have all the material by then. So So we'll see. We'll see. I will have a schedule, hopefully a regular schedule, so you know guys know when to follow me, and you can follow me whenever you have the time. Okay. No, Robert. That's this is common. This is common. So those guys were here last time. It was always like that. It was always like that. So, so as you guys can see now, I'm trying to incorporate now the gun with the arm. So I'm even adding like cannons here to the arm. So I actually call this penciling with, I told you guys before, penciling with the ink pen. It's like the same thing I would be doing if I was actually penciling this thing. But this is like the pre-Sharpie mode here. before the black. So. Before the black, before the detail. So. Okay, so what's really going to sell this, guys, is the line weight. You know, the thickness of the lines and the shadow that will really help this particular area of the arm here. Okay. Okay, so like that. I'm going to start putting in costume detail here. So as an American flag like shoulder pads. Okay. The shoulder pads go in there like that. Yeah, Mike. I'm sure maybe one day they'll let you go unlimited with these live streams, but it is what it is for now. Like in all honesty, out of all of them, it's pretty much the easiest I've used. Periscope's pretty easy too, but one thing I do like about Facebook Live compared to Periscope is that the comments, they stay. They don't disappear, so it's easier to talk to you guys because the comments are still around. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I might add another hose here just for fun. So I'm just adding the chest in here. I'm trying to figure out how this arm is connected to the chest here. Because looking at the Super Patriot reference, it's not very specific on exactly where the cybernetics begin. I'll just keep it like that. Okay. So now I'm just thinking. Good thing about the Super Patriot, like his chest is pretty easy. It's just a yellow shirt. That's all it is. Makes you wonder if I want to draw the abs or just do the regular regular line down the middle, Jim Lee style abs, or I'll give him abs. There you go. Jason says you really need to draw a Fortress Maximus like you did Metroplex. So you are correct. You are correct. In all honesty, I should have done it also for Fan Expo because I believe Hasbro, who's going to be at Fan Expo, they're actually making a Fortress Maximus exclusive toy. So it actually would have made sense if I did it for Fan Expo, but it's way too late for that now. I wouldn't be able to get it colored and printed in time for Fan Expo. It's too late. It's too late. I should have thought of that earlier. But what I was able to get done was the, if you guys saw my channel, I was able to get done my Transformers the Movie tribute poster, which I showed you guys if you were in last week's live stream. And my friend Kieran, he's actually coloring that for me as we speak right now, and it should be done tomorrow. It should be done tomorrow, so can't wait to show you guys that because Kieran always kills it with the colors. And then I'll go over and actually I'll matte paint a background usually, and then I'll add effects like smoke and I'll add fire or whatever. So I'll usually add realistic effects on top of what he does. So that's the collaboration I have going right now with my colorist. So. Jason asks, how much do I charge for commissions? The list is actually on my my Facebook page. If you scroll down, I have an image there of how much I usually charge. I charge pretty much what regular Transformers artists charge for theirs. So you'll find it goes up all the time. And mainly it keeps going up because I'm trying to keep the same as my other Transformers artists. Like for TFCon, I had my set price going in, and then I found out that my contemporaries, they were all charging the same amount, and mine was way lower than theirs. So I said, just to keep everything fair for everybody, it's better I charge exactly what they're charging. So as of right now, I charge for a headshot, I charge $50 for a headshot, and I charge $80 for a half body, and $150 for something like this, where it's like a full image like this, something this size. That's usually what I charge. If it's something that's if they want more than one character on there, that's a little bit extra money. If it's a sketch cover, it would cost the same. So that's usually what I charge right now for my commission. So something like that depends. So. But I'll tell you, you know what I usually get. What my biggest requests at cons are right now. Oh, he wants me to draw the face. You wait, Trek. I'll tell you, my most common request at cons, that's not TFCon. Of course, TFCon, I'll always get a Transformer. They'll always want me to draw a Transformer. But when I'm not at TFCon, when I'm in Fan Expo, people want me to draw them. They usually want me to draw them as a superhero. And I think I'm one of the few who actually agree to do that. So, like, I had people asking me to draw them. Like, I had this one guy, he asked me to draw him as, like, this big cyborg with this giant cannon on his back. And he was very specific. He wanted me to make sure I enhance the Polo logo on his shirt, show his Rolex watch. That was one of the more interesting commissions I ever did. But it was a lot of fun, too, at the same time, so... And he was a great guy. He was a great guy. So that was a lot of fun. I did one where a guy, he was like an MMA fighter. So he asked me to draw him like pretty much as a boxer. He just wanted me to draw him as a boxer. So that was fun. I had a guy who asked me to draw his kids. Pretty much his son, his daughter-in-law, and his grandchild. They were big Walking Dead fans, and he asked me to draw them as zombies. He asked me to draw the whole family as zombies. So I took a picture. Like, he had a picture of them on the phone, so I took a picture of that, and then and that's what I did. Because my likenesses, they're okay, they're passable, or it's enough where it kind of looks like the people. So people like that. So so that's one of my biggest requests at cons. Draw me as a superhero. People want me to draw them as superheroes. So. This is interesting underwear, Super Patriot. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this is how I'm going to differentiate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make these muscle areas, they're going to make them more like plates. So it'll be like plates, and then they'll have, you'll see these different, cybernetics inside the plates there. Okay, and then we're going to draw a foot here, like that. Okay, I track just for you. I'm going to draw the face now, okay? Just for you, buddy. I see some interesting things here. I'll show you in a second. Oh, the camera went. Robert says, Facebook live stream seems to be working well, minus the 1 hour hiccup. Next, I expect to see James Ray's live streaming from TFCon. If I can, buddy, if I can. But the internet's horrible there. So, I'd love to, though. I'd love to absolutely live stream. But it would have to be afterwards. So, okay, so I'm wondering if I should do the ripped mask thing with him. So let me show you what I mean here. Let me take this off. I'll show you what I mean. I'm not sure if you could see that. Over here, I don't think you can see that. His mask is ripped, so you can see his chin. Though I can't tell if his chin's metal or not. Let me hold on, guys. I'll just put you back in so you could see. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm just zooming in here. Zoom. Oh yeah, it does have like a metal sort of chin, but the face is okay. This is okay. I'm gonna work on the face now, guys. Quickly, I'm gonna work on the face, and then I'm gonna get to the other arm. Okay, so I'm not gonna let these goggles be complete circles. They're gonna be more egg-shaped as opposed to complete circles. Look more like goggles. Looks a little bit more like Spider-Man. Yeah, yes, you're right. He does have a lot of cable qualities. James, you're saying? Yep, for sure. Yeah, Mike saying it kind of reminds him of Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Bubblegum Crisis, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if Eric Larsen was a big manga guy. He might have been. I don't know. I'm not sure. Just drawing some details in here. Okay, I think I might do the rib mask thing just for fun. Just for fun. Just so we could see his teeth, because I want to see his teeth. See, I took a huge risk with this one because I didn't rough it in. So I'm not, not 100% sure it's in the right place here. It looks okay. And then he has metal chin. Okay, and I'm going to draw the top of the head here. Then I'm going to draw this line here just so I could give the head a little bit of depth. Like that. Now, the question is, do I see his ears? The answer is no. Also, the question is, if I go like this, so I'm just taking a look at the reference here. I want to make sure, I'm trying to make sure I get these details right here. See what happens to the back of his head. So, because his mask is more like, it's an American flag, guys, his mask, if you haven't seen him before. So it goes like this, and then he has a line that goes all the way down here like this, but then I will need to curve it because his mask is ripped. And that. And here's another. This, and then oh, I shouldn't have filled this in because now he looks like he's smiling. I should not have filled that in. But again, guys, that's what whiteout's for. Okay, and then we have the stars going here, so I might as well do them now. This is the tedious work. Okay, I'm just gonna check if I'm recording at the top, which I am. Yes, Mike likes the rip mask. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Okay, and okay, so now I'm gonna draw his traps in here like this. And what's interesting about his clothes is you actually see a lot of his skin. Now, okay. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do the other side, the other gun here. Though I will have to go and white out this because this now looks like it definitely looks like he's smiling here. Definitely look at his smiling. I didn't want him to look like he's smiling. Just add a little bit more detail here. Okay. So this whole thing's metal. So right now, guys, I'm just applying the small details so I know when I go in with the black, render these things, I know what to do. Okay. Coffee break. Coffee break. Batman says hi. Hi, Batman. Yep, Deathlog makes Cyborg, kind of. I agree, Felix. Yep. All that kind of stuff. You know, speaking of 90s Image comics, I just this morning I was looking through my older comics. I found I don't know if you guys remember a character named Glory, and it was drawn by Mike Deodato. I believe he's still a big Marvel artist today, but that was when he burst onto the scene doing Wonder Woman, and then Liefeld stole him. Not stole him, but offered him a lot of money so he could come over to Extreme to do Glory. And Super Patriot was there. He was part of like their Golden Age, this Golden Age team with Glory and Supreme and Die Hard. I don't know if a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about here, but it was cool to go back and reminisce about all this stuff. Glory days of comics. Okay, let's work on this other gun now. Okay, well, actually, let me do the ponytail first. He's got a ponytail. Yes, Mike remembers Glory. Yeah, look up the Mike Deodato Glory. That was cool. That was one of my favorites. It was such it looked a lot like Wonder Woman though, right? Like a lot of his characters felt eerily similar to a lot of already licensed properties. Okay, I don't know when I'm doing this down here. Let's work up here. We're gonna do this top corner here now, guys. Gonna get this gun going, and then we're gonna get the blacks going, and then we're gonna finish this guy off. Honestly, as of right now, this looks like it's gonna take. What's that? 12:30. Yep, it'll probably take an hour and a half to finish this guy off here. So, kind of on time, kinda. Okay, so for this particular gun, let's have some fun with this gun here. Let me get my other ellipse guides. Okay, so I'm going to get my other ellipse guides here, guys. Let me just grab this one here. This one actually might be too small. It's way too small than what I want. Way too small. So I need a 60 or a 45. I'm looking for a 60, okay? So just give me a second, guys. Just relax. Just give me a second here while I go look for my 60. Open my drawer full of ellipse guides here. I don't know if my friend Mark is still on the line here, but look at all these ellipses. I got stacks of ellipses here. See this? Stacks. It came in a huge booklet. And again, I should have got the smaller ones because I probably would have used those more. But it is actually nice to have less options because you work with what you have. Let's see here. We got 65. I should just keep the 60s locked away here. Like in all honesty, guys, it doesn't have to be to the degree perfect here, but it's nice if I could find the one that corresponds with what I'm going for here. So, oh, here's the 60. I found the 60. Here's the 60. That is the 60. That's the 60. I don't think I need bigger than that. Let's use that. The question is there a smaller one? Okay, so this should be the same as this. You see that, right? You see the difference here? It's the same. Okay, so we're gonna use that one. Let me put these other ellipses away. Okay, and let's get going on this one. So depends what I want to happen here. And again, this is one of those things, guys, I'm just gonna rough it out quickly in blue line. Rough it out quickly in blue line, and then rough it out quickly in blue line, and then we will go straight to ink. So again, I'm thinking to myself, do I want this guy to, it should be shooting. It's got to be shooting. Let's see. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll do the thing here like this. Okay. I don't know if I want to do the shells. I kind of want the shells. Let me show you guys what I mean. If you haven't seen it already, I'll show you the inspiration I'm having for this right now. Oh, and look at, I just Googled it, and okay. I'm trying to find one where you could actually see what's going on. Like Stephen Platt's stuff, it's like, especially the Prophet stuff, if you just looked at the black and white, you probably couldn't tell exactly what's going on. Because it's a lot of stuff. You really needed the colors to decipher what's going on. Okay, so you guys check this out. Check this out. Okay, hold on. Check this out. Here, I'll just show you quickly. You see this? Can you see this? Here, I'll take this out here like this. You can see here like this. You see this? You remember, this is the old Stephen Platt. Like, he got better than this. His, like, later on, his proportions got better. But you see all the shells and all that kind of stuff? Oh, man, I used to love this when I was a kid. I used to love this style back in the day. But what got me all of these little shells here. All the shells. So that's what I'm thinking of when I was doing this. When I'm doing this in particular. Like, I wouldn't be as exaggerated as he was going with his muscles and everything. But in terms of, like, this type of shells, that's what I'm actually thinking of. Okay, so okay, let's get this thing done. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna okay. So I want it to feel like it's shooting there. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. I shouldn't be doing that yet. Let's finish the gun first. Then I can do that. So pretty much the process, guys, is I'm laying out the details with a 0.3 and a 0.8, and then I will go with the Sharpie, strengthen up all of the edges, and then I will go in with the Sharpie for the blacks. So that's the plan here, guys. So let me grab my 0.8. Where are you? Here, once again, the 0.8. And my French curve. Okay, so what am I doing here? As you can tell, see, when I'm making up stuff, sometimes I don't even use a ruler. Especially if I know they're kind of like, just like these short lines I want to add in. Okay, so let me think here. Let me think. Okay. And just adding some wires here and there and everywhere. Okay, let me just go here. Oh, I switched it. That's my face. Hello, everyone. Hi. Go back here. Edtrack's asking if I created my own character and what's the name. I have created my own characters, and I'm actually working on my own personal, intellectual property right now. So I can't tell you the name. Okay, right as of right now, I cannot tell you the name or the premise until I flesh it out more. But I'm actually trying to figure out new ways to release this property as opposed to the regular way. So you guys will see. Like I'm currently developing it as of right now, and in all honesty, that's one of the reasons why I quit my job was to work on this property, and it's going to take me at least a year to develop it. Okay, and watch, by that time somebody will have taken my ideas already. But to flesh it out and do what I want to do with it, and it's something I hope to release on my YouTube channel. And I actually have a specific way I want to release it, actually, which I believe hasn't been done before. I believe. But we'll see. We'll see. So in terms of the answer, yes, I have created my own characters. What are their names? I can't reveal that information just yet. Okay? So, see what else I could add to this particular part here. Sorry, just fixing a few things that are bothering me. Actually, I wonder if I should add more of these little ball thingies here. Maybe I will. No. Right. Just turn it back on the main camera here. While I'm up here, I'm just stepping back to take a look at this, see the things I like and what I don't like about it. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Trying to figure out how this muscle... Again, I'm trying to figure out how these muscles are going to work. Okay. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere now, guys. So I think I'm getting to the point where I could finally... Okay, darken up the outlines, and then we will go ahead and add the details to this guy. Okay. David says, do you have any advice on any artist trying to make their own IP? I don't know how much actual advice I could give for that, mainly because I'm pretty much new at this too, you know. Here's the... I apologize, guys. I'm not sure what happened there. I just shut down, so... So whoever you two viewers are, thank you guys for joining me. I apologize for it just froze up on me. I'm not sure why the last one I put on there. So I'm not sure why that happened, but I'll tell you though. Remember I told you my phone gets hot whenever I do these things. It's hot. I can feel it on my face. Feel it on my face. Okay, so right now it's detail time, so adding fine details here using the one, and now I'm just detailing up these areas here. So what time is it? 1 o'clock. So again, guys, usually when I do a full body commission, my deadline is 3 hours. I usually won't go more than 3 hours. Usually. It depends on how I feel. Depends on the case. Or it depends if I have other things to do. It all depends. But I think 3 hours is plenty for this piece, so we'll see. Gerald's asking me to check out his Instagram. When I get the chance, I will try to do that. Okay. Thank you for following. David, you're here. Thank you, buddy. So as right now, it's detail time. So I'm just adding up tiny details here, and there. And again, just kind of making it up as I go along. Here are the details. So let's get to this face here. Now here's the interesting thing, because I know this guy's not going to be colored. When I know that the image is not going to be colored, I go a little bit more heavy-handed with the blacks, mainly because I wanted to have that sort of that feeling of different tones here, and it's most apparent here in this flag mask here. So I'm going to go a little bit more heavy-handed than I would if I knew if it was going to be colored. Okay, so that's the case. I'm just going to cover up this line work I did. Black. Because, the red should have a darker impression here. So you can see there, if you saw what I was trying to do here, like that. So now I'm just trying to add some detail into the folds here. And Mike does the same thing as I do, so that's good. I'm not alone. I'm going to go here, start adding some detail up here like this. And I might do this with these stars here. Now, I know I'm going to lose part of it, but as long as they have the, I won't say appearance, but the feeling of stars, we should be in good shape. Something like that. Okay, so right now I'm just fixing up this metal that's here. And now I'm gonna go in and add some details in this neck. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna go do his crotch area here. Do the same thing that I was talking about before. Some details here in the folds. Then I'm going to detail up these pouches here. Rob Liefeld loves to put pouches on his characters. And then I was watching an interview with him. He was asked why did he put so many pouches, and he said when he was creating these characters, he was very inspired by the TV show SWAT. So they're thinking of like a SWAT team type thing. All those officers would have tons of pouches on their uniforms, so that's what gave him the idea to put all these pouches. Now this isn't a Rob Liefeld character, but he does have a lot of pouches. So. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and start adding some detail. Put some detail in here. This is where we're going to add the major detail inside these little crevices here. Christian, thank you so much. Thanks for being one of my first subscribers. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. So now, now I'm trying to figure out how this back leg is going to go. Oops. First of all, let me turn the camera back on. Okay, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jason. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you very much. Oh, Christian wants me to do a. Do you mean a kaiju or a kuiju? Kaiju? Are you talking about Pacific Rim type thing? Okay, so right now I'm just adding some speed lines to this back leg here. Okay. Okay. He said yes, yes. One day we'll see. But then again, my Pacific Rim style mecha video, that is the most popular video on my channel as of now. So, yes, possibly for sure. Especially with Pacific Rim 2 coming out, that's gonna be crazy. And you know how they were talking about possibly doing a crossover between King Kong, Godzilla, and Pacific Rim, which I think would be insane. Now that's a drawing I should be doing. I should do that. Though I don't know. The new King Kong movie that's coming out. I'm not exactly sure what the new King Kong would look like first, so maybe I'll see what that looks like first, and then maybe I will do that image. See, I'm just adding these little boxes here just to make mine a little bit different from the original design. Just to make it a little bit different. Just adding those boxes there. Yeah, in the trailer, right? Yeah, they changed it because before the King Kong, like he wasn't as big, but I think they're trying to make him gigantic so that he would be able to fight Godzilla. Because I think that's the first crossover they want to do. They want to do Kong versus Godzilla first. And then have them both cross over with Pacific Rim afterwards. So it should be crazy. So crazy. So yeah, I haven't seen the latest, the Skull, is that Skull Island? Yeah, I haven't seen the latest trailer yet for Kong, so I gotta check that out. Yeah, no, it's like 200. Yeah, that's the only reason. That's the only reason. Oh, Paulo, I'm nowhere near done. I'm nowhere near done. But thank you for thinking it's done, friend. I am nowhere near done. But I definitely have to check out that trailer. see, going back and forth with the 8 and the 1 here. Almost done. I wouldn't even call it almost done, buddy. Not yet. At least, well, what time is it now? 1:18? So at least another 40 minutes on this guy. So we'll see how we feel, though. If I feel if it's not finished enough to the quality I want it to be, then I'll go, maybe I'll even go a tiny bit longer on it. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Oh, Jason wants to. Well, we'll see, Jason. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Okay. Okay, 1 second here. Let me just make sure I'm recording on the top, which I am. Okay. Just gotta make sure on the top here. Okay, now. Okay, just adding these details in here like this. And the detail. Like that. There you go. Now I'm going to add some of these little pings here. So what I'm adding here now, guys, what this is, it's like little dirt patches. Little dirt. And honestly, what it's used for is just to break up some of this, just repetitious lines. Just to break them up. Well, thank you for the hearts and the likes, guys. David says, asks if we'll be doing a little bit more video game art. Well, I'm going to finish the Overwatch series first. Like, I'm going to do everyone. I'm going to do all the characters first because I want to make this one gigantic poster. Possibly, if it's something I'm really into, and if I think it's something that would suit my style. Like, I'm pretty sure, like something Halo-ish or God of War-ish or anything like that would fit my style for sure. But we'll see. It's got to be something I'm really into too. For me to, spend all that time. So. Paulo is asking, what am I going to be drawing next? Can I have some of your drawings? Well, a lot of people ask me about that, having some of my drawings, buddy. Right now, probably not right now. What am I going to be drawing next? I am not sure. I honestly am not. Let me see. After this, that's a good question. Let me think quickly. Probably an Overwatch piece. Honestly, the next thing I'm really working on, I believe, after this, because I should be getting the colors back from Kieran for the Transformers 30th anniversary tribute I did, and so I'm gonna probably be working on that next. We'll see, but if I don't get that back, soon, then I will probably do the Overwatch, the next Overwatch piece, and I'm not sure which one I'll do next, because I will eventually do all of them. I probably will do the girl. What did I do this week? This week I did, who did I do again? I totally forgot which one I did this week. Who did I do? Oh, I did Soldier 76, that's right. That's right, I did Soldier 76 this week, so I might do Tracer. I think I might do Tracer next. And then I think I'm going to be doing more of those, either an arty game or I'm going to do like some sort of mashup. I think those are more fun doing those live. So we'll see. Hatching, 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 hatching. Nico asks, do you always draw mechs? A lot. Quite a lot, because it's pretty much my my forte is in mechs. Or it's the one that people are most willing to pay me for to draw is mechs. So, and I enjoy drawing mechs too. So yeah, my next most detailed drawing ever will probably be it'll be a Gundam for sure. Most likely be a Gundam. I'm thinking about doing the I think about doing like one of the originals, the RX. What's it called? The RX 87. Is that it? I totally forgot which one. So. But again, with the most detailed drawing ever, is they take so much time, and they are rewarding in a sense, because I know not a lot of people do. Well, nobody does those, right? Paulo asked me if I could draw Undertale. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And by the way, guys, I'm going to try to find a better way to figure out what we are going to, uh, what we're going to draw in these live sessions here, or my live sessions with you. Maybe one good thing about the Arty Games app, it does have like a random generator. So what I can even do is I'll maybe at the beginning of the week I'll get your input of what I should draw, throw that into the generator, and then have that randomly select which one I will draw. Okay, Christian asks, how come you never draw original characters? Again, I have original characters, but I don't want to release them yet. So that's why I don't want to, well, I don't want to draw anyone that I create myself. So that's why. Now, if I am going to do one, it'll probably be like an Arty Games one, where I'll just make one up on the spot, but I won't do ones yet that I'm currently working on, because they're not fully developed yet, and I don't want to release it all until everything is fully developed. So that's going to take a while. So honestly, don't expect anything original from me in terms of original characters that I'm serious about anyway. Don't expect anything original from me until maybe like mid next year. That's the timeline I gave myself. So. Oh, David, go for it. You're by all means, you could go for it, man. and here's the thing, guys, with the most detailed drawing ever, I just do it just because I can. It's one of those things. And in all honesty, guys, when I'm doing those, it's really not so bad when you think about it. It's just one character. It's just one character, and I'm just adding a lot of lines to them. So feel free to do your best. Do your best, David. Love to see it. I'd love to see it. There's room for everybody. But also I noticed, guys, like it's even having characters that detailed, that's very niche. It's a very niche thing. Not a lot of people like it. Or like there's people who respect it, but not a lot of people like that kind of style too. I'm finding at the same time. So they respect the amount of work that's put in, but at the same time, for some people, it's not their cup of tea, which is totally understandable, right? So I just do it because I love it. It's a lot of fun to do for sure. So exactly, Mike's right on. Mike's right on. If you love what you do, it's never work, and that's totally true. Maxine says, "Whoa, this is so nice drawing again. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. I hope Mike, who this is for, I hope he appreciates that too. I hope he likes it." Oh, thank you, Mike. Yeah, yeah. Me too. Like, I'm a detailed-oriented guy. I love that. Some people like the more simplistic style. It's all taste at the end of the day. But I'm a detail freak. That's why I love artists who throw all that detail. And I think that's why I'm more akin to going to a guy like Stephen Platt. It's just because of the amount of detail he puts into his work. It's respect. You know what I mean? Respect to the amount of work he puts in. Not saying those with less lines don't put in that much work. They definitely do. It's just let's see. Christian asks, "Do you ever get inspired to draw something different from what you usually draw?" It depends. It depends. But usually I'm so busy with what I usually draw that I don't really have time to experiment. Like I haven't really had time to experiment. I'd say that I haven't had time to experiment. I'm behind on my current drawings as it is for sure already. So would I want to have time to experiment? It's not that big because I'm very happy with what I'm drawing right now, so it's not that big a deal. Paula asks, do you sometimes get lazy or tired after some detailed drawings? Tired, absolutely. If you go to some of my vlogs, like when I was doing the Unicron one, you see how tired I was there. But that's because I stayed up really late because I had to finish it at a certain period because I needed to get that thing in color as soon as possible. So yeah, I was just tired. But one good thing that the China trip did, it helped me set my body clock. I am no longer a morning person, guys. No longer a morning person. You see my earlier vlogs where I wake up at like 2 in the morning? No, that's not true anymore. I go to sleep at 5 in the morning now. That's why these things are so late now. But that's a good thing. That's really going to help when I get to school, when I start school. So, okay, so right now, as you see, guys, I'm starting to detail up. Starting to detail up this gun area here. Now this is interesting. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this because, again, we have this muzzle flash here in the middle. So that's a light source. That is a light source. So Mike has a great comment here about being lazy and then looking at it the next morning, knowing you could put in more work. It gets worse when you're actually working professionally in comic books because I mentioned this before. When you're working in comic books, it's you never put out exactly what you want to do, or they say a friend of mine he put it best. Whatever you see on the page, it's usually about 70% of what you actually wanted to do that page. Just because there's not enough time. There's never enough time. And then especially when the deadline's hitting and then you're in a situation you got to do like 3 pages, 4 pages a day. And then you look at those pages, you're like, why did I do those? It happens that way sometimes. So that's part of the business. So especially if you guys are working in comic books, you got to learn sometimes just to let things go because you just don't have time. You just don't have time. Caleb asks, have you always gravitated towards the heavy blacks? I seem to have a hard time figuring out where to lay them down in my drawings. The answer is yes. If you look at my YouTube channel, I have a segment there I call the throwback, where I go back and look at my older work. And if you look back, you see some of them. There's one where I had this mini comic I did in high school, and like of course I didn't know why I was laying down blacks in certain areas, but I did it anyway because pretty much I saw it probably in a comic book and I was trying to mimic it or copy it. But I've always had affinity to laying down blacks, right? So for you, when you're trying to do it, just the easiest way to do it is figure out where the light source is coming from, and then think about how that light source would affect that object you're trying to render. Okay, so how the light would hit it, where the shadow would go, because of that, like that will help you a lot for sure. Okay, so give that a try. Okay. Paulo asks, do you ever try drawing editorial cartoons? The answer is no. Though, I think I did do one once when I was in high school, but no, not seriously, no. Christian says I can't afford art supplies, so what should I do if I'm drawing and I need a certain art tool but I don't have it? Honestly, Christian, if you have just a regular pencil and a regular piece of paper, that's all you need. That's all you need, man. The art supplies doesn't make the artist at all. You'll find a way. You'll find a way. Okay, as long as you have some sort of writing utensil, right? Even if it's like a regular Bic pen, like something you find in your family's drawer or something like that, and just get a piece of paper. Just start drawing. Just draw. Like you don't need the Strathmore paper. You don't need the microns. You could just take it. That shouldn't stop you from practicing because you don't have the proper materials. Okay, you can make art with pretty much anything. Because at the end of the day, it's your mind that's making the artwork. It's not the pen. It's your mind. So practice that. Practice what's in your head. Right? So. So right now I'm trying to detail this gun, guys. I'm trying to figure out where the light source is coming from and all that stuff. How are we doing for time here? 1:38. That's good. We're still recording on the top, which is great. Okay, so actually, I'm going to take 2 minutes here because while I am I'm getting the Premiere file ready to go, so I'm uploading footage into Premiere, so it'll be a lot easier for me to get this video ready to go for the channel tomorrow. So just give me a second here, guys. Okay, save, new. Okay. Okay, so trying to figure out what these guys are gonna look like. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Christian. That means a lot to me. You saying that for sure. Yeah, I'm here to help. Because it's a lot easier nowadays. Especially in this day where we have internet and it's so much easier to talk to editors. It's so much easier to talk to artists and everything, right? So I'm glad to be a help, and now you have the means to communicate with other artists and everything. So that will help you a lot. Just keep drawing, Christian. Just keep going for it, and you'll get there. You'll get there, even if you're doing it with a regular pen. And 1 second here, guys. Let me. Oops. And then sequence. I'm just preparing quickly my Premiere file. project. Whoops. Okay, sorry about that. Well, Paulo, thank you for the warm comments too. Again, guys, like you don't have to draw like me, right? You could draw the total opposite of me. Draw the way you want to draw. Draw exactly how you want to draw. Like you don't have to lay down a single black if that's not how you like to draw. Here, like we all draw differently. We all have different tastes. So. Because I'll be honest too, like I totally believe the mainstream right now, they don't like this kind of style of drawing. This style of drawing was way more popular back in the 90s than it is today. Not saying, but you know, guys like Greg Capullo, they use the black still. Tony Daniel, like all those guys, they still use this kind of style. So, ouch! Oh, I hit the table! I hit the table! I have to go back here and press record. And just give me a second, guys. I'm just going to again, I'm just getting the Premiere file ready to go, so it'll be easier for me. So I'm just going to start conforming some of this video I shot already of this drawing. Live stream. Comp. Okay, guys. Mike says he got that 80s DC marble style. No, that's great. That's great. Okay, 1 second here, guys. Let me just import the footage. But while that's importing, I'll go back here and have that glow there like that. Wait, 1 second here. Can't spell footage. Okay, guys, I'm just importing my footage here. Okay, that's done. All right, Christian says, do you ever find time to look at other people's art? Because I always see people asking to see their art. If you don't, I think you should probably make a segment out of it somehow. It'd be a cool segment. Yep. You know, because I did say before that I was considering doing a series called The Draw Over, where I would actually go and take like people who send me their art, because a lot of people have been sending me art to critique. Maybe some of you, even online now, have sent me art to critique, and I apologize. Like I haven't gotten pretty much to anybody yet. That's just because I'm just so busy to actually sit down and analyze your work, and I apologize for that. What I wanted to do, yeah, it was called The Draw Over. I was going to take someone's drawing, throw a piece of tracing paper over it, and then just show them how I feel they could improve that particular drawing. And there was one guy, I believe, I forgot who it was. I promised him first. He would be the first one whenever I get to that series. So it is something I still plan on doing. I just got to work out the schedule properly and get better at answering my emails, because I know a lot of people have sent me their work. But here's one thing I'm going to mention right now, guys. I will not be reviewing any original ideas. Some people have been sending me stuff saying, what do you think of my original character? How can I improve my original character? I will not answer those legally, nor will I look at them. It's more of a legal thing, guys, because I'm all developing my own stuff as well. I don't want it to make it look like I will be, just in case for some reason there's some sort of similarity. I don't want people to think, oh, I'm stealing their stuff. I sent this to James a while ago, and now he's got something that looks similar. I hope that never happens. But something like that has happened before, happened many times to a lot of people, so I don't want that happening to me. So, right, Mike is right, Paulo. That's exactly. Keep drawing. Keep drawing. The only way you're gonna get better is by practicing. That's the only way you're gonna get better at anything. Like they say, you know what I mean. To be an expert at something, you need to start putting in the 10,000 hours to become an expert at something. So you need that 10,000 hours. So if you haven't done 10,000 hours drawing yet, you better get going. For sure. Okay. I gotta finish off this side, and I gotta. What time is it? Oh, already it's 1:44 already. So in theory, I should be done this in about 15 minutes. I think I'm gonna go over a little bit. I might go about 30 minutes over, possibly. Well, we'll see. Let me see if I could still. I'll try. I'll try. Let's see how far I could get in 15 minutes. But I didn't even detail the other gun yet. Let's see if I could get the character done, okay? Okay. Paulo asks, where do I live? You want my home address? I'm Canadian. I live in Toronto. That's not a secret. You'll see that in my vlogs. So I live in the Toronto area. Toronto, Canada. Center of the universe. I just made a lot of Canadians angry. Go Leafs. I just made Robert angry. Though I'll tell you though, the Winnipeg Jets, they have a real. I love the Winnipeg Jets logo and jersey. I think that it's really stylish, for sure. I'm not sure if Robert is still on, but Alex Milne, my friend, I mentioned him before in these live streams. He has a Winnipeg Jets jersey, and he's not really a fan. He just loves the look of the jersey. So. Paulo asks, have you been to the Philippines? Many times, I have. Last time I've been to the Philippines was 2014. 2014 was the last time I've been to the Philippines. I have been there. How many times have I been there? I've been there, say, 3 or 4 times. 3 or 4 times. Christian asks, I haven't been in an art mood recently. Any advice? That happens to all of us. We all have artist block, and that's the worst thing. You even get artist, that sort of block when you're actually working professionally too, and that's even worse because you have a deadline, you don't want to draw, right? That's the worst feeling in the world. The only way, honestly, there is no easy way to get out of that. There is no easy way. All you could do really is just try to force yourself to draw. You get those bad drawings out, and then when you start drawing something that's cool, or you think is starting to look good, then you'll get that motivation back. But that's the best advice I could give is just keep drawing, just keep doing it, even when you don't want to. Just keep doing it, and hopefully when you start having something cool, it will come back. Thank you, Felix. Thank you for lasting this long, for sure. You've been on for quite a while. So thank you for lasting this long. I appreciate it. So yeah, check it out on YouTube tomorrow. All right. Okay, how are we doing here for time? Okay. Now I got the top to do here. Maxine asks, are you a pure Canadian? I was born in Canada. I was born I was born in a town called Brampton, Ontario, Canada. My parents still live there, in Brampton. But by your last name, I assume you're Filipino. So my mom is from Pangasinan. My dad is from Isabela, so they're Ilocano. Ilocano. And my wife is pure Filipino. She what's it called? She arrived early 90s. So she could speak three dialects. So whenever we go to the Philippines, she does the talking. I stay silent. Okay? Because she's the one who likes to bargain. So she does the bargaining. I can't bargain because the moment I open my mouth, they raise the price. So Uh, Christian asks, I'm 14, which is great. You're young. There's a lot of potential ahead of you. Good artist, draw constantly. How can I get my art out there? Get your stuff online. That's the best thing. John Barber had great, what's it called? Great advice though. You're really gonna have to have thick skin, Christian. Don't like. I'd say put your stuff online. Put your stuff online, but expect people to say bad things about your work. Okay, that's common. No matter how good you are, no matter how good you are, there are going to be people who aren't going to like it. No matter how good you think you are or how good you think you are, there will be people who won't like your work, and that's just how it is. People don't like Jim Lee's work. That's just how it is. Everyone has different tastes. Or they're just some jealous people out there. So don't let those people get to you, okay? But don't also let that stop you from putting your work up there. And also be open to having people give you honest critiques of your work, okay? Yes, Mike, is that that's your Instagram handle, buddy? Was it again? Optimus8404, yes. Yeah, check out Mike's stuff. He's got some really nice stuff, guys. He's got some really cool Transformers work. Yes, Maxine. So I am Pinoy. Mabuhay. Mabuhay. But I don't speak the language though. Whitewash, as we call it. Oh, on DeviantArt. Okay. When we used to say that, I'm a pear. I'm a pear. What do you mean pear, James? I mean I'm brown on the outside, white on the inside. Is that racist? I don't know. Anyway, okay. Yes. What time is it now? Oh, it's 1:51. Okay, so I definitely won't finish by 1 o'clock, but I can get this character as close to finished as possible by 1 o'clock. So when I say not finished, meaning my finishing touches, that's going to take a few minutes to do. But I can get most of this done. Here, let's see. Let's try. Because again, at the same time, I don't want to stay up too late. I got to wake up early tomorrow. So I didn't do any of the things yet. The cannons yet. Christian's asking if you can make a universe like Star Wars using only art without writing anything down. You could try. I'm not saying don't try, but you're gonna forget things, man. You're gonna forget things. I don't see how you can't write things down. But again, you can prove me wrong. Try it. Try it if you want. Okay. Sorry guys, why I'm being silent here. I'm trying to finish this off. Okay. Yeah. Mike's right. Definitely write down names and ideas for sure. Okay. Now. Now, one thing I do need to spend time on is this hair. This hair needs to look right. Christian asks, do you watch Game of Thrones? I believe I answered this last time, and the answer is no. I have not because, one, I was late to the party. I was late to Game of Thrones party, and then right now there's so much to catch up on, which I'd love to catch up on, but I just don't have the time to catch up on it. And I know if I start right now, I'm not going to leave until I finish, and I just don't. Okay, guys, we are getting to the point where I'm going to finish this off. So, time is it? It's shell time. Shell time. So I'm going to start adding a little bit of shells here. Well, one thing I didn't add was my dots. So I'm going to do that now. Just add my dots, my trademark dots. I invented dots. I did not. Just adding as I go. Okay. Just adding little details here and there. Time. Nope, it's 2 o'clock right now, so I am completely behind. I should have been done by now. I'm almost there. Okay. So I'm going to start adding some shells here. And I'll show you the way I'm going to do that. I'm going to add some shells. Yeah, no, time flies, right? Mike? You say a little bit of detail goes a long way for sure. So right now I'm adding some shells here. Shells, 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 shells. Oops. Oops, I'm writing shell down here so you can see what's going on. So again, I'm just going to freehand these because I'm out of time. Welcome, Kurt. Okay, so I'm just adding more shells, more shells, more shells. And I gotta add a tiny bit of detail into these shells, not too crazy. Oops, I'm gonna turn it up here so you could see what I'm doing. Oh, you want to see the Kurt's asking if I could zoom out. You want to see the whole image, Kurt? Okay, just give me 1 second. Here, let me just just 1 second, Kurt. Let me just finish off these shells here. Okay, just some of these shells here. I probably will put some up. Okay, so let me see if I can put this up here. Just give me a second, guys. See if I can fix my little gorilla pod here so you could see the whole thing. Mancini, if you want to call me Kuya, feel free. Go right ahead. A lot of people call me Kuya. Kuya's better than Tito, okay? Don't call me Tito, though. Okay, I'll feel old. Call me Tito. Kuya better. Kuya's much better. Kuya, for everyone else, Kuya means big brother. Tito means uncle. Or you could call me Lolo if you want to. If you want. Lolo means grandfather, guys. See, I speak some Tagalog. Kurt's asking which character. This is a Super Patriot. Super Patriot. This is a commission for a friend of mine, Michael Faber. He asked me to do this for him. He commissioned me to do this for him, so he paid me to do this for him. So I thought, why not do it and let everyone watch. So I'm almost done here, guys. I'm already over time. Way over time, actually. What time is it now? It's a 2:04. I'll go another 10 minutes on this, guys. I'll show you why in a second. Okay, make sure I'm recording there too as well. Oh, I forgot to do, remember those big ellipses? I never did those. Let me see if I could throw those in there quickly. Forgot. Okay. Just adding little details here and there, guys. Don't worry, Kurt. The whole thing will be up on YouTube tomorrow. You can watch the time-lapse version if you want. Or I actually do plan on putting up the whole Facebook Live session too. So hopefully that will probably be up tomorrow evening sometime, the full one. But the time-lapse version should be up in the morning tomorrow, depending on where you live, of course. Depending on where you live. Now, let me fix a couple things here first. I'm trying to think if I should do the whiteout now. Let me finish off some things first here. Just playing around with some effects here. Just thickening up some of these lines here. Thick it up, thick it up, thick it up. Okay, so now I'm going to add my finishing touches, which I showed you guys before. Though I'm actually torn. Because before, guys, you know, I usually black the middle. I black out the middle, and then I make the white speed lines. Or I'm trying to think if I should have reversed it this time. Not sure. I don't know, guys, because usually I black out the middle, and then I use the white speed lines, right? I use white speed lines, but now I'm thinking, should I reverse it, black out the black border, and then do the speed lines on the inside? I think I'm going to do that instead. I think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to add some smoke effects here. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that, okay? Try something different. Why not? It's good. It's good. Like we said before, it's good to be different. Hey, Robert's been here the whole time. Thank you for being here, buddy. Caleb said, try the reverse. Why not? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's reverse it. Now, the question is, should I go all the way out, though? Or should I just black in this area here, and then leave? Why, that'd be interesting, too. Well, let's do this. I'm just going to do this part here, guys. That's one good thing about doing it on this paper. I could see the guidelines here. But if we did do that, okay, so first of all, let's do this part first. Gotta do this. Okay, and then I'm going to go here like this, this. Okay, and then we're going to go up here. And we're going to go like this. And a line going like this. Okay. Okay, so right now I'm drawing smoke effects here, guys. Okay. 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 Okay, let's black these thing out. Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you, Maxine. Thanks so much. Thanks for coming by. Okay, so we're almost at the finish line, guys, here. Almost at the finish line. Just finished doing the added touches here. So I'm going to start taking some of this tape off because I need to black these out. Okay. Whoops. I'm dropping everything. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, that's why. 2:15. Ah, okay, 2:30 max, guys. I promise, 2:30 max. 2:30 max. Let's finish this sucker off. So again, guys, this is longer than I usually go with a standard commission. I don't know, maybe because I'm talking a lot. That's why. I'm just making excuses, guys. I'm just making excuses. So I will not take the tape off at the top because, not yet, because I need this to stay where it is for now. Camera purposes. Okay, Caleb says, I hope you're charging overtime on this piece now. No, this was my decision. I'll be honest too, when I sold him this this commission, when I sold this commission, my prices have actually gone up since I sold him this commission. So he paid actually less. But I agreed. And you know what, in all honesty, guys, I want to make sure when I give somebody, if someone pays me money for a commission, I want to make sure that both they're happy with it and then I'm happy with it. So I don't want to give them something that I'm personally not happy with, because then I feel like I cheat them. Okay, so that's done. Now for the fun part. Where's my 8? My 8. Oh, that's my 0.5. I don't want 0.5. I want my 8. Where's my 8? There's my 8. Okay, Christian, thank you for stopping by, and keep drawing, buddy. Keep drawing. More drawing you do, the better you're getting. You're gonna get for sure. All right, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Okay, now it's speed line time. It's speed line time. Okay, even before that, go in here and remember before that smile. I'm gonna fix that a little bit right now because I don't want him to smiling. So I'm gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna draw on top of this white out here because I didn't want him smiling. I want him more like grimacing kind of. Okay, now almost time to finish off. Okay, get my trusty ruler here. Just get this white out dried out because I want to see if I could fix this first. Okay. Now let's get this guy done. Now I'm going to just add some speed lines, and then we should be good to go. I'm going to move my light over here so I can get in there. So this is one of the times I actually use my ruler, guys. Here we go. Big ruler here. Now whenever you're doing speed lines, guys, you want to have variety. So you want them to be separated and more random in length, random in spaces beside each other here. Okay. Okay. But you see what I mean, guys, by the randomness of the lines. You want them random, but how they're spread apart, how long they are, that will help it a lot for sure. Oh, some issue with these lines here, they're kind of wonky. There you go, almost done. Almost done, guys. Okay, just adding some last minute details here and there. And then I'm going to actually add some whiteout thingies. Just adding a little bit, just a little bit here and there. Why not? Okay, and to finish off, well, it's good to finish off because I'm almost out of battery on the top here. It's a good finish off without my signature. Here we go. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to, again, yes, I need to stop. I need to stop right now, but I can't. I will stop in a second here. Again, I could keep working on this forever. But it's at the point now where I better just stop at this point, okay? So let me, one thing I didn't do. Let me just take this off here. So I'm going to stop recording on the main camera there, because no need to anymore. Oh, wait, I should end, film an ending. Okay, so guys, I'm just going to do a very, very quick outro. I'm just going to do a very, very quick outro for the for the YouTube video. Okay, so just forgive me, just give me a second here. So there you have it. That is the Super Patriot Commission. I want to thank everyone here on Facebook Live for watching and for encouraging me throughout the entirety of this drawing. It was a lot of fun to do, for sure. A lot of fun to do. And yeah, I hope you guys all liked it, for sure. Please continue to follow me on Facebook at YouTube, on Facebook.com/The Box Office Artist, where you can find me doing live streams like this all the time. And please continue to subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button. Please share this if you'd like to. Leave a comment down below. Please also follow me on social media: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat at Box Office Artist. My name is James. I'm the Box Office Artist. Thank you for watching me draw this Super Patriot piece, and I will see you all tomorrow. That was my ending, guys. What do you guys think? So thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you. It was a blast. I had a lot of fun, and let me bring you a little bit closer here to the piece so you guys can see quickly. The last 5 of you who are watching. So here you go. Here's a better look at it. And that's it. That is it. So again, thank you guys. Thank you guys for following me on Facebook Live tonight. So you guys have been here the entire time. So thank you for watching the process. Again, this was a ton of fun, especially having you guys here kind of cheering me on. So I really do appreciate it, guys. Okay, so and until you hear from me, these will continue on Facebook Live until the Twitch is up. Now, again, I should be getting my equipment on Monday. And then from there, we will see where that goes from there. But for now, just expect everything. At the very least, these will continue every Saturday nights, either at 10. We'll probably go back to 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time next week. So 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time. We'll do that next week, and then we will have a poll this time around. We'll have a poll to see what I will draw next week. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I think I'll be ending the live stream here. I'm going to throw this up on my Instagram very shortly, and the Facebook, of course. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a good night. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Super Patriot says goodbye. Pow, pow. Pow, pow. Pow, 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 pow. Okay, good night, everybody. Good night.